This is SRN Sports. Washington closed on a 29-13 run to beat Miami 102-93. Toronto's 16 three-pointers helped them beat New Orleans 125-116. Oklahoma City won their third straight 92-79 over Chicago. It was New York 106, Utah 101, Atlanta 126, Sacramento 80, Indiana 116, Memphis 113, Portland 99, Orlando 94, Philadelphia 115, the LA Lakers 109. Top 25 action saw ninth-ranked North Carolina beat Bucknell 93-81. In the NHL, Chicago collected 6 goals in the final 21 minutes in beating the New York Rangers 6-3. Blackhawks forward Artem Anisimov says it's a thrill to get the hat trick against his former team, scoring all 3 in the third.
A special night, obviously, against former team, and first hat trick. Feel amazing.
Rangers saw their 6-game winning streak come to an end. Detroit clobbered Calgary 8-2, the Red Wings' first win in 3 games, and it was Anaheim doubling up Boston 4-2. With SRN Sports, I'm Patrick Foss.
Listen to Clarksville's greatest hits anytime online at WJZM1400.com. This is the Big 1400 WJZM.
The Big 1400 WJZM radio. Good morning. It's 44 degrees in downtown Clarksville. We'll take an extended look at our weather forecast after this update in national news.
The Big 1400 is WJZM, Clarksville, Fort Campbell, Hopkinsville.
With SRN News, I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. On Capitol Hill later today, House Republicans will vote on their massive tax bill. GOP leaders are confident they have the votes, and President Trump tweeted that tax cuts are getting close. Meanwhile, the Senate is working on its own version of a tax overhaul. One key difference in the Senate plan is that it aims to repeal the Obamacare mandate that penalizes Americans for not buying health insurance. Senate Majority Whip John Cornyn.
This idea that this is somehow a bad thing, I think it actually is unequivocally a good thing.
However, the Senate GOP is already facing opposition from one Republican senator on its tax plan. Alabama Senate candidate Roy Moore is refusing to quit the race as he faces allegations of sexual misconduct. His attorney, Philip Jareggi, says he's known the former Chief Justice for decades and can attest to his character.
Not one time have I ever seen him act even remotely inappropriate against any woman.
Moore has the backing of GOP party officials in Alabama, but many Republicans in Washington are calling for him to step aside. Also at srnnews.com, federal authorities are offering a $60,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of a gunman who shot a Baltimore detective in the head last night. Here's Police Commissioner Kevin Davis.
That Baltimore police detective was just doing his job on behalf of this city. And that's what he's been doing for 18 years. 18 years.
The officer is in grave condition. Testimony is set to begin in federal court in Los Angeles today in a lawsuit over one of the most popular board games of all time, the Game of Life. The widow of a toy inventor says her husband has been denied his legacy of creating the game after another man took full credit for it. This is SRN News. Does pornography play a role in the wave of sexual harassment claims? SRN's Michael Harrington has that.
Author Naomi Schaefer-Riley, writing on the blog of the Institute for Family Studies, wonders if the proliferation of porn in the last several decades has normalized harassing behavior in the minds of many men. She says, quote, "We live in a culture where no sexual preference or fetish is viewed as better or worse than any other one. Researchers indicate that persistent use of pornography can produce changes in the brain and make it difficult for men to have normal relationships." Michael Harrington, SRN News.
Battle lines are being drawn in Brazil over abortion. Thousands of women marched through the streets of Rio de Janeiro this week to protest a congressional committee vote to make abortion illegal without exception in the country. Abortion is currently allowed in Brazil in cases of rape, a threat to the life of the mother as well. This is SRN News. Ohio's governor has set a new execution date that's a year and a half away for a condemned inmate whose poor veins spared him from death.
Attorneys for 69-year-old Alva Campbell said he's too ill for lethal injection, which was set for Wednesday. He has chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder, COPD, so a judge did order a wedge-shaped pillow to help him breathe as he's put to death. After 25 minutes of trying to find a usable vein, the execution was called off, and now Governor Kasich has set a new date, June 5th of 2019.
Val Dior reporting. A neighbor who became one of the first victims of a Northern California gunman told a judge earlier this year she and her family lived in fear of him. Haley Poland said in a request for a restraining order that Kevin Neal was violent and unpredictable. On Tuesday, he killed 5 people and injured others. More details at srnnews.com. From Washington, I'm Greg Clugston.
Hey there, sports fans. The Saturday Sports Splash is going to be on location this week down at Beds Express. In addition to the usual in-depth sports conversation, they'll have special one-day discounts on everything in the store, and we'll have free breakfast along with tickets to give away for Saturday afternoon's Austin Peay football game. Come hang out with the Splash Squad Saturday morning from 10 to 11 at Beds Express in Clarksville at 1767 Wilma Rudolph Boulevard.
Big 1400 WJZM Radio, Clarksville area weather. Well, there should be some sunshine peeking through the clouds as the day wears on. We expect a high today of 55, clear 33 for an overnight low. Partly cloudy on Friday, 64 for an expected high, 57 for an overnight low. And Saturday, mostly cloudy, windy, rain, maybe even a thunderstorm on Saturday afternoon. Expect a high of 66. Saturday night down to around 35 for an overnight low. And then Sunday, our high with sunshine, only 47 degrees. Currently, we're at 44 degrees in downtown Clarksville at 7:07. With a look at traffic, here's John Michaels.
Good morning. Traffic around the city and the county moving along right at the moment. Not too bad. It is busy in several spots this morning. Looks like Tylertown Road, Trenton Road, and the 101st Parkway all very busy. 41A Fort Campbell, not too bad at the moment, just slow in a couple of spots. 48 and 13 if you're coming from the county back into the city to go to work this morning. Well, it is slow, especially out by Montgomery Central. 41A Sango slow. Looks like the MLK 76 connector is slow as well. Out by the interstate, Rossview Road, the same goes for that area. And Warfield Boulevard, also very busy at the moment. Now, there is some fog in several areas of the city and the county, so be aware of that and give yourself a few extra minutes as you head to work this morning. But right at the moment, I don't see any accidents in the city or the county. Now, if you are headed to Nashville, well, beware of the fog on 24 in a couple of spots. But otherwise, it looks good all the way into Davidson County. Let's check in with Commander Chuck and see what's going on with the Nashville area traffic.
Good morning. I'm looking at least 6 cars involved in this rear-end type collision here on 65 southbound right here at Trinity Lane. It's actually before you get to Trinity Lane on 65 southbound, but what a mess. Nolensville Pike and Haywood Lane, got a crash waiting for you there. 65 coming out of Robertson into Sumner County, that's also picked up quite a bit. Earn your massage diploma in 6 months. Call the Nashville School of Massage Therapy today at 905-4141. I'm Commander Chuck, your on-time traffic.
It's been a look at your traffic and weather together this morning and the latest national news all here on the Big 1400 WJZM. It is 7:08, 7:09 now. It is Thursday, so that means it is time now for the Thursday edition of the show everybody loves. Good morning, Clarksville. Good morning, Chuck Edwards.
Good morning, John Michael.
I
was just wondering, I was just going to say, oh, man, how's this going to start? I mean, he can't even get the time right. 7:08. Well, it's really 7.5.3. You know, well, look at
it. Yeah, well, looking at it.
Yeah, be definitive. I promise you that there's no one spying on us looking at.
There's not?
Yeah, so, you know, you just go with it.
7:09 and a half.
You doing okay this morning?
Yeah, it's 7:09 and a half now. I'm doing well. How about you?
It is Thursday, and I zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. My, oh, my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine headed my way. Zippity-doo-dah,
Wait a minute.
zippity-yay.
Hello?
Hello? Is that MP Media?
No, it's the
Brer Rabbit.
No, it's the hospital.
The hospital?
Yeah.
And they're sending someone over for me?
Yes, for you, yeah.
Just for,
they said you're too chipper this
morning. The thing is, you know, when I don't take my meds and, you know, I just get carried away. But
when I don't take mine, I'm all depressed.
When I don't take mine, I'm bouncing off the wall. It's it's just like having 14 cups of coffee before 8 o'clock in the morning.
I do.
Yeah. And so, you know, I just get carried away. But it is Thursday. That means it is Teacher Thursday. Yay! We got company coming. Coming from West Creek High School. So we look forward to that in the 8 o'clock hour. Hope your day is going well. Good morning, Clarksville.
Morning, Mr. Radio. Morning, little Cheerios. Morning, Sister Oreo. Did I tell you everything is fine? Everything here is
1400 WJZM Radio, Chuck and John, the Thursday edition of Good Morning Clarksville. It is Teacher Thursday, so we're expecting some visitors from West Creek High School. We appreciate the Clarksville-Montgomery County school system for being a part of this with the big 1400.
I think it'll be a principal.
Elise Shelton and Mr. House.
Yes, you think it'll be a principal?
Last week we didn't have a
sending
principal.
us a message.
No, last week we didn't have principals with Clarksville High. But they had Ted, though, so he was, representative.
I guess, yeah.
But he wasn't a principal. He's the basketball coach.
That's true.
And, so anyway.
Maybe I bet she gets back
we'll see.
online.
We'll see. Don't forget.
We got to be straight.
But
She's trying to keep us straight.
Oh, so she sends principals?
That's right.
Okay. We do have a Sports Now update with Justin Swallows coming your way at 7:20 this morning, brought to you by Fox's Barbecue. Musically, the Ides of March, Starland Vocal Band, and a little Dionne Warwick and the Spinners. But first, we have to do our due diligence. It is birthday time. Amare Stoudemire is 35. He played in the NBA for the Suns, the Knicks, and the Mavericks, and the Heat before retiring from the NBA as a member of the Knicks in 2016. Maggie Gyllenhaal is 40. She was in... Did you ever see the movie Secretary?
No, I've never heard of it.
Oh, yeah, she was...
Was she in that?
Yeah, and James Spader. It
was interesting?
Yeah, it was a very interesting movie. She was also in Donnie Darko, and she was the love interest in The Dark Knight. We've got some stories about the best Batman movies ever made.
Yeah.
So I'm going to share that with you. Oksana Bayou. Remember the sweet, drunken Russian skater? She loves the vodka. She's 40. Remember she was in the... Martha Plimpton is 47. She is Steph from the Goonies. Lisa Bonet. Lisa Bonet. Yeah, from the Cosby Show.
Remember that movie she was in? What was the name of that movie?
Which one?
One where they had the chickens and... Oh, what was the name of that movie? It was weird.
She's 50.
50. What was the name? I'm going to have to look it up.
Yeah, you're going to have to...
me now.
Yeah. Well, seemed like
Wasn't Mickey Rourke in that movie?
Yeah.
Or was it Mickey Rourke?
I'm not sure.
Somebody.
Diana Krall is 53. She's a jazz singer.
Yeah.
I like her.
She's very good.
She's with Elvis Costello.
Yeah.
Dwight Gooden, 53. Marge Hellenberg is 59. She's the former CSI mix. Terry Labonte. You haven't heard that name in a while. Yeah, from NASCAR.
68.
61.
Nope. David
Leisure is 67. You don't remember who David Leisure is? The amazing super liar. Joe Isuzu. In a series of those Isuzu commercials. Yeah. And he went on to play Charlie Dietz in Empty Nest and the district attorney in 3 Strikes. It is the Great American Smokeout today, and I'll have a list of some reasons why you can't quit smoking, but today is the Great American Smokeout.
It is.
7 days until Thanksgiving, 39 days until Christmas. Justice League opens tomorrow. That's getting real good reviews.
Justice League?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah, it opens tomorrow, and I guess they're seeing. And I heard somebody. I missed it, but there is a trailer out for Deadpool 2. Oh. Did you ever see Deadpool?
No. I heard it was good.
It's great. It was the funniest movie. Now, it's a little raw.
It's a little raw, yeah. It's R-rated, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it's Ara. Yeah, but it was pretty funny. And 25 days until Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
It's getting closer.
Yeah, getting closer. We're getting there.
And 112 days until daylight savings time begins again.
Oh. Who's counting?
I am.
John, let me share something.
I do not like sweater weather, and I do not like the time.
Can I share something with you?
Yes, go right ahead.
Carpe diem.
Whatever.
Seize the day.
You've been around Van Stokes, dude.
Oh, is he out on work release?
Parole.
He's out on parole. Yeah. I just wonder. I didn't know. Man, for you to bring him up, man, get behind me, Satan. Get behind me, Satan. The big 14. Yeah, the big 1400, WJZM Radio. The big 1400, WJZM Radio, 723, 43 degrees, expecting a high today of 55. Just ahead of a Sports Now update with Justin Swallows, brought to you by Fox's Barbecue. Back in the day, 62 years ago in 1955, Johnny Cash hit the charts for the first time in his career with the song Cry, Cry, Cry. 60 years ago, 1957, Boston Celtic Bill Russell set an NBA record for rebounds with 32 in the first half against Philadelphia. He finished the game with 49 rebounds. Can you imagine that? 49 rebounds, but 32 in the first half.
And Kareem had just scored 2,000 women by then. Wilt, yeah, 2,000 women.
Wilt, not Kareem.
Not Kareem had to do the ball. But he might have scored a few points, but
he might have.
Still might have scored a few more.
43 years ago, 1974, Stevie Wonder's smash Boogie on Reggae Woman was released. And 40 years ago,
that's a long
in
time
1977,
ago.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind was released. Richard Dreyfuss starred as the man plagued by 5 musical notes that keep running through his mind after a close encounter. I always liked that movie. I always liked it.
I don't think I've ever sat through the whole thing,
yeah. Oh, it's enjoyable.
It's kind of in there with Forrest Gump.
Yeah, well, I think those are 2 classic movies that you've missed, John. So it is your loss.
I've never
seen
Titanic.
Your loss.
So the boat sank. What else do you need to know?
But it's seeing it brought to the big screen. See, 27 years ago, I know you were sitting there with raptured breath and a big box of popcorn and probably a South sandwich in your pocket.
That's right.
Because the first Home Alone was released. Have you seen that?
Yeah, unfortunately.
See, I knew that.
I have. The kids watched it.
And then 27 years ago in 1990, of course, he was right there the next day for Rocky V was released. How many Rocky movies are
There's like 29, I think.
Variation on the theme.
They're going to put out a new one.
Yeah, 21 years ago in 1996, Lori Morgan married her fourth husband, John Randall. They divorced 3 years later, leaving her free to eventually marry Sammy Kershaw, who became her ex-husband on the 5th, October 23rd. Number 5.
Number 5.
And then 21 years ago in 1996, Jingle All the Way was released, starring Arnold and Sinbad.
Oh.
Now, I didn't see that.
Another one of those wonderful movies.
Yeah, well, you know, there's something for everyone.
Yeah.
There's something for it.
Yeah, there is something for everyone.
Yeah. Time now for a Sports Now update with Justin Swallows, brought to you by Fox's Barbecue on the Big 1400.
This Sports Now update is presented by Fox's Barbecue. They're serving slow-smoked premium meats at 521 Heritage Point Drive.
Matt Figger got his first win as Austin Peay's head basketball coach last night with his Governors drubbing Oakland City 109-50. The Govs closed the game on a 38-5 run and were led in scoring by freshman guard Dayton Gum, who had 25 total points. The 59-point victory was the largest for Austin Peay basketball since 2012. The Governors will remain at home to host UNC Asheville on Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock. And speaking of hoops, tonight things will again be busy on the high school hardwood with girl-boy doubleheaders taking place for teams throughout the greater Clarksville area. Clarksville High will host Brentwood this evening. West Creek will entertain Gallatin. Rossview will be on the road at Summit. Northeast will welcome Innsworth. Clarksville Academy will travel to Grace Christian, and Kenwood will be at Hunters Lane. Lastly, today we take you back over to Austin Peay State University, where prior to hosting the OVC women's volleyball tournament today, several Governors have been honored as the league's very best. Senior Ashley Slay was named the OVC's Offensive Player of the Year. Kristen Stucker was unsurprisingly dubbed the conference's top setter, and head coach Taylor Mott became only the second Austin Peay volleyball coach in program history to be honored as the league's Coach of the Year. The Govs will open play in the conference tournament tonight at 7 against number 8 seed Southeast Missouri. From the WJZM Sports Desk, this is Sports Now, and I'm Justin Swallows.
Voted the #1 veteran-owned barbecue restaurant in America, Fox's Barbecue is proud to serve the greater Clarksville community. They host the weekly Blues and Barbecue concert every Saturday night from 5 to 7 p.m. Whether you're hungry for chicken, ribs, pulled pork, or brisket, Fox's Barbecue is the right choice. They offer all-you-can-eat selections every Wednesday and Thursday night, as well as catering and delivery. Call them to cater your next event at 931-896-2678. Or better yet, go see them at 521 Heritage Point Drive, just off from Tiny Town Road.
The Big 1400, WJZM Radio. We've got another Sports Now update coming your way at 8:20 this morning, brought to you by Mr. Appliance on the Big 1400, where it is 43 degrees. Expect a high today of 55. Low tonight, 33. Maybe some clouds and sunshine on Friday. Otherwise, high of 64. Tomorrow night, 57. Then the weekend is when things begin to change because it'll be breezy and rain on Saturday. Temperatures right around 66 for a high, but they drop out Saturday night to an overnight low of 35, and Sunday only up to 47. No mention of any rain in the forecast on Sunday, but a high of 47. Right now, we're at 43 degrees at the Big 1400.
Because I couldn't dance. You didn't even want me around. And now I'm back to let you know I can really shake them down. Well, you driving me crazy. Just a little bit
1400 WJZM Radio, where we've got Greg Walker's Sports Talk this afternoon, 4 to 6 p.m. It is the court talking sports. You can expect the unexpected when Greg is on the air. Right. Greg Walker, Sports Talk, right here on the Big 1400, starting at 4 o'clock this afternoon, 4 to 6. So today is the National Smokeout Day.
Yes.
Quit smoking.
That's right.
Well, we kind of had a little help on this, but John and I worked on some of the top reasons that you haven't quit smoking.
That's right.
Some of the top reasons that you have.
Worked on it yesterday afternoon.
Yeah. Today, the American Cancer Society's Great American Smokeout.
And we're trying to help.
Yeah, it's a day set aside to encourage smokers to quit, but it may be a lost cause with some of you. So here are the top reasons that you haven't quit smoking. You want to save up enough Marlboro miles to buy a treadmill.
That's true.
Top reasons that you haven't quit smoking. That's 6 fewer breaks at work.
Ooh.
You know, if you don't smoke. Yellow teeth make your mouth look sunny. It's stained. It's not true. Yellow. It's yellow with that brown stuff in it. Yeah, yeah. Revealing classified information loses its gravitas if you're not enveloped in a cloud of smoke. You know, you see them movies, and you know when they're always talking with spies, and there's all this smoke.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's a big cloud.
Yeah. You're married with kids, so living longer is not an incentive.
No.
That's cold. That's cold. Top reason that you haven't quit smoking. All those warnings to quit come from the American Cancer Society, and you're Canadian. You're still trying to kick your meth habit. One hill at a time, people. Top reasons that you haven't quit smoking. Having one lung is a great excuse for not exercising.
I can't breathe.
You're a toddler, and smoking toddlers are hilarious on YouTube. You're Lindsay Lohan, and what else are you going to do for breakfast except sit around smoking? Top reason that you haven't quit smoking, you don't believe all this fake news that smoking causes cancer.
It is. Fake news.
That's right.
Fake news.
If you quit smoking, you need to find another excuse to spend 2 hours of your workday standing outside the building. You know, isn't it interesting now you drive by places and you see all these people standing outside and, see groups and they're smoking,
Yeah.
You have to go outside. Yep.
Yeah, everybody does.
Top reason that you haven't quit smoking, you would look stupid with a pack of Starburst rolled into your sleeve.
James Dean?
Yeah.
With some Starburst.
And second-hand smoke kills, and you hate your family. Oh. Those are some of the top reasons that you haven't quit smoking. Thank you. Thank you very much.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
We need to thank our research and development team here at the Big 1400.
No, for helping us out with that.
Yeah, for helping us out with that. Yeah. The Big 1400, 43 degrees at 7:34.
The music sounds best on 14JZM.
Inside my car, I got pictures, got candy, I'm a lovable man, and I can take you to the nearest star. I'm your vehicle, baby. I'll take you anywhere you wanna go. I'm your vehicle, woman. By now I'm sure you know that I love you, I need you, won't you got to have your child. Great God in heaven, you know I love. You know I love you. Oh, you know I do.
right. The big 1400, WJZM radio. Right now we're at 43 degrees. Expect a high of 55. We got Clarksville Academy basketball on the big 1400 later on this evening. They will take on Grace Christian School. Now, the girls' game will join in progress. The boys tip off approximately 6:30 this afternoon right here on the big 1400. It is Clarksville basketball. The Cougars, go Cougars.
Yes.
And they take on
Grace Christian.
Grace Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking. Did you watch any the Borat movie? Have you seen Borat?
Yeah.
Okay. Now Borat is, it is considered a comedy classic. But after a while, yeah, I mean, he
kind of grates on me after a while.
Because he goes past the envelope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he cuts a hole in the
Yeah,
envelope.
he does. But anyway, it is considered a comedy classic. But it's 11 years old, and at some point, you just got to let it go. Well, somebody needs to tell the 6 men from the Czech Republic who got arrested in Kazakhstan for wearing Borat classic lime green mankins. Remember them swim?
Yeah, I'm trying to forget.
Yeah,
I do remember it.
Yeah, they were worse than Speedos. These guys thought it would be funny to go to Kazakhstan's capital of Astana and get their pictures taken in front of a sign that says, "I love Astana." But since they were in public wearing articles of clothing that were basically indecent, the authorities didn't agree. The men were arrested for, quote, minor hooliganism and fined a massive $68 each.
As well as they should have been. Should have been arrested. Should have been thrown in jail.
Oh, man. But can you
20
imagine?
years hard labor.
After 11 years, people are still imitating Borat.
I mean, if you ever seen an interview with him, he stays in character.
He does.
He's kind of like a wrestler. He doesn't kayfabe anybody. He just stays in character.
But and a lot of people don't realize just how versatile he is, because he was in the movie with Will Ferrell about the racing, the stock car racing.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Billy Dumbob, Bobby Sue, Ellen. Joe Bob or something, whatever the name of that movie was. Yeah, or Smith. I don't know.
Yeah, but he was in there, and that was a totally different role for him.
Yeah.
So, anyway, but yeah, Borat. Yeah.
Maybe he's going to make a Borat, too. I think so.
No. The big 1400, WJZM Radio. We need to take a break. We'll be back right after this.
Ever lost or misplaced your debit card? Now, before that happens, download the Card Valet mobile app. With it, you can turn your F&M debit card on and off, establish when, where, and how it is used, and much more. And best of all, it's free. From F&M Bank, member FDIC.
For real estate services, Byers & Harvey can do it all. Real estate sales, rentals, property management, commercial and residential development. Byers & Harvey is Clarksville's oldest independent real estate company and has given continuous service since 1878. Byers & Harvey have 3 locations to serve you in North Clarksville, in the heart of downtown, and at Sango. For more information and listings, visit them online at buyersandharvey.com. Buyersandharvey.com. Byers & Harvey. Harvey'sville's real estate company.
Jackson's Body Shop, downtown. Jackson's Body Shop, downtown. It's your car, it's your voice. Jackson's Body Shop, the best choice. Dents, dings, major body repair. A pre-loaner car, 'cause we really care. Jackson's Body Shop, downtown. Jackson's Body Shop, downtown. Call 647-6989 or Jackson's.
The big 1400 is WJZM, Clarksville, Fort Campbell, Hopkinsville.
Why settle for less when you can get more at Wyatt Johnson in Clarksville, your winning team in Kentucky and Tennessee. Score and win with Wyatt Johnson GMC Buick, Toyota, Hyundai, Mazda, and Subaru, as well as 3 pre-owned superstores for more selection in minutes versus days, shopping place to place. We are the region's largest GMC Buick dealer, the area's newest Toyota dealer, and home of the Hyundai, Mazda, and Subaru giant. You always get more at your winning team in Kentucky and Tennessee. The Wyatt Johnson Automotive family in Clarksville.
Looking for a new golf golf experience? Tired of playing the same old courses? Try Clarksville's newest golf course, the River Club Golf and Learning Center, located along the Red River. The picturesque River Club offers some of the area's best golf, putting greens, and driving ranges. And while you're there, stop by and have lunch in the clubhouse or enjoy some live music in the evenings. It's open to the public and waiting for you. The River Club Golf and Learning Center, Clarksville's premier golf experience. Call the River Club of Clarksville today for more information. 931-919-3200. The River Club of Clarksville.
For real estate services, Byers & Harvey can do it all. Real estate sales, rentals, property management, commercial and residential development. Byers & Harvey is Clarksville's oldest independent real estate company and has given continuous service since 1878. Byers & Harvey have 3 locations to serve you: in North Clarksville, in the heart of downtown, and at Sango. For more information and listings, visit them online at byersandharvey.com. byersandharvey.com. Byers & Harvey, Clarksville's real estate company.
The Big 1400 WJZM Radio, where we've got the Ball Network Notebook coming your way at 7:50 with Bob Kessling. Brought to you by Copies in a Flash on the Big 1400 WJZM.
Gonna find my baby, gonna hold her tight, gonna grab some afternoon delight. My motto's always been, when it's right, why wait until the middle of a cold, dark night, when everything's a little clearer in the light of day, and we know the night is always gonna be here anyway.
Thinking of you's working up my appetite, looking forward to a little afternoon delight, rubbing sticks and stones together make the sparks ignite, and the thought of loving you is getting so excited. Sky rockets in flight, afternoon delight, afternoon delight, afternoon delight.
Started out this morning feeling so polite. I always thought of Mr. Nothing called it didn't bite, but you got some data waiting and I think I might like. Never been a little afternoon delight. Sky rockets in flight, afternoon delight, afternoon delight, afternoon working up an appetite, looking forward to a little afternoon delight, rubbing sticks and stones together make a sparks ignite, and the thought of loving you is getting so exciting. Sky rockets in flight, afternoon delight, afternoon delight, afternoon afternoon delight.
43 degrees at the Big 1400 WJZM Radio, expecting a high today of 55. We were talking earlier about Justice League. The movie comes out and it's getting good reviews, but this one website, vulture.com, did not give it real good reviews. In fact, they had a listing of the top Batman movies. And it came out, they had the top 13. It was 11th out of 13. Believe it or not. Yeah. But vulture.com prefers the Christian Bale, Michael Keaton movies. There are 5 of them in total that take the top 5 spots. Ben Affleck and George Clooney bring up the rear. Here's the list. At number 1, The Dark Knight, 2008. Have you seen any of did you see any of those Batman movies?
Not the new one.
Okay. The Dark Knight, 2008, that was with Christian Bale. Batman Begins, 2005, with Christian Bale. Number 3 is Batman Returns, 1992, with Michael Keaton. I like that one. Yeah. Batman, 1989, Michael Keaton. The Dark Knight Rises, 2012, with Christian Bale. Batman Mask of the Phantasm, 1993. That was an animated Batman movie. The Lego Batman movie in 2017, that was came out. That was the animated version.
You should like that.
I didn't.
You watched it?
I did.
Oh.
Yeah.
I should know you.
At number 8, 1966, Batman Adam West. Yes, sir. And you know, at the time, that was a whole different Batman.
It was.
You know.
He was a different type of
He was
Batman.
a different type of Batman.
He was more for a comedic effect. You
But
know,
he had
with
a
all
cool
the boom,
car.
pow, and
But he had
splat.
such a cool car.
Well, he did. And the Batcave was pretty cool for TV back then.
Batman Forever, Val Kilmer. People forget about Val Kilmer in 1995. Batman, The Killing Joke. That was animated. That was in 2016. I'm not familiar with that one. And, of course, Justice League, which comes out tomorrow with Ben Affleck. But I want to see it. Batman and Robin, 1997. That was with George Clooney. And Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice at number 13. That was with Ben Affleck. That was, whew, they really panned that one.
They did?
Yeah, they did. They did, but that's okay, you know. Time now for the Ball Network Notebook with Bob Kessling, brought to you by Copies in a Flash on the Big 1400.
The Lady Vols beat James Madison and the football team adjusting to Brady Hoke. This is the Vol Network Notebook, brought to you by your local Farmers Co-op. Co-op, proudly farming Big Orange Country. Lady Vols improved to 2-0 on the season with an 89-60 win over James Madison Wednesday night in Thompson Bowling Arena. Lady Vols jumped out to a 23-12 lead after the first quarter and controlled the game the rest of the way. Jamie Nard led Tennessee with 25 points.
I just want to come out being aggressive, and I think a lot of the points that we scored in the beginning came from our defense. I think a lot of the shots that we got were fast break points. We got a lot of steals in the beginning, and it wasn't forced where defense was in our face and throwing up a shot. It was quality shots.
Lady Vols look to go 3-0 in this young season next Monday night against Wichita State at Thompson Bowling Arena. On football Saturdays at Neyland Stadium, it takes a team effort for the Vols to drive down the field and into the checkerboard end zone for a touchdown. It also takes countless hours of practice beforehand to familiarize each player with his assignment. Your locally owned co-op is a trusted teammate to farmers from Union City to Mountain City. The roster made up of men and women providing unmatched service and expertise to help folks score a victory with their crops, livestock, garden, and much more. Co-op, proudly farming Big Orange Country. Tennessee football team takes on LSU Saturday night under the lights at Neyland Stadium. The Volunteers continuing to prepare under the guidance of interim head coach Brady Hoke. The players said it's been a smooth transition this week. Tailback John Kelly said the practices have been spirited.
He's definitely made practice a lot more competitive, like as far as just including longer team periods, but that's something that Coach Hoke, he emphasizes a lot. It's just like competition and being able to compete every single day.
Tennessee and LSU meet for the first time since 2011. LSU's won the last 4 in the series. Tennessee and LSU kick off at 7 p.m. Saturday in Neyland Stadium. Reporting for the Ball Network, I'm Bob Kessler.
Copies in a Flash is your one-stop copy design and print supercenter. If you're looking for letterheads, carbonless forms, envelopes, address labels, or anything to do with print, your local Copies in a Flash can handle it all in a flash. Stop in and see Copies in a Flash at 1841 Business Park Drive in Clarksville and see how they can help you on your next project. Copies in a Flash offers free delivery. Visit Copies in a Flash and see all of their offerings at copiesinaflash.com. That's copiesinaflash.com. Copies in a Flash is proud to support our community and say go Big Orange.
The Big 1400, WJZM Radio. It is a Teacher Thursday on the Good Morning Clarksville show with Chuck and John. We expect someone from West Creek High School to join us during the 8 o'clock hour. Hope your day is going well. Good morning, Clarksville.
Ever since I met you, seems I can't forget you. The thought of you keeps running through the back of my mind. Every time I'm near you, I get that urge to feel you. Just touching you and loving you makes everything right.
1400 WJZM Radio. Right now we're at 44 degrees in Clarksville, expecting 55 for a high. Probably some sunshine peeking through the clouds. 33 for an overnight low. In fact, you might even see a snow flurry later on this afternoon.
What?
Just a flurry.
You just said the S word.
Just enough to get. Just enough. Just enough.
Hush your mouth. Don't
Expect
put the
a
S
high
word.
on Friday was 64. Not going to have any snow on Friday, though. It would be a partly cloudy day.
What? The S word. Don't say the S word. There'll be a rush for milk and bread, and I'll go to the store this afternoon. The shelves will be empty.
But they'll still have some Souths left.
Yeah, but you need bread and milk to go with that.
Put it between two Pop-Tarts.
Negative.
Yeah, why not?
Because they ruined that yesterday with the cheese in between two Pop-Tarts. Why would you do that? Why would you ruin
Oh, yeah, you and your Pop-Tarts.
Perfectly
and
good
cheese.
food.
Yeah, perfectly good cheese.
Don't.
You know, we're talking about the Home Alone movie came out, I think in, what, in the 90s?
It was in the 90s,
yeah.
I believe.
Well, the Plaza Hotel, where a lot of that was filmed, they're holding a contest. It is the 25th anniversary of Home Alone 2. Which came out a couple of years
later.
Home Alone.
Yeah. Was Joe Pesci
where you
in
could
that one
win a Kevin McAllister experience at the hotel. Yeah, you can win a Kevin McAllister experience at the hotel.
What's that? No service?
Well, no,
no
I think
shoes?
You know what they have. They're going to have they have a special menu set up for you at the hotel. Well, he was running around at that hotel in the movie.
Yeah.
And they have a special suite for you, so you get the bed.
When is that? I need to enter that, so I might. You're
not going to New York, so
You don't think they let Hicks in New York? Hey there, what y'all doing?
I'm sure they let all types of people in New York,
except me.
Yeah, no,
they keep me out.
No, you probably would. But anyway, I was kind of interested. We've been talking about that. J.R.R. Tolkien's estate has given Amazon the right to go ahead and start with the new Lord of the Rings series. It will be the most expensive TV show ever produced.
And it's an online TV show.
Yeah. And, you think about that, it will be the most expensive, and each episode of Game of Thrones costs around $10 million.
Huh? What?
Each episode.
$10 million. How do they get their money back?
Because they sell it to HBO. And they
got today's episode.
Yeah, well, they have their ways. They have ways of getting their money back together. Don't worry, I'm not worried about them losing money. But each episode of the Game of Thrones, and that's why basically they only have no more than 8 episodes per season. This is the final season, so I think it'll
be 8.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But do they have more than 10 people?
Oh man, they have a cast of thousands in some of those.
It's not CGI.
It could be. I'm sure it is. Some of it is CGI.
Like the tiger in Walking Dead. See, that was CGI.
Yeah,
they
I know.
did not use a real tiger.
They can do that.
But you still was sad.
That darn computer.
When Sheba died.
That's okay. That's okay. We'll get through it. The Big 1400 WJZM Radio.
14JZM.
Playing in a rock and roll band.
1400 WJZM Radio 802, 44 degrees in downtown Clarksville. We'll take an extended look at our weather forecast after this update in national news.
WJZM, Clarksville, Fort Campbell, Hopkinsville.
This news flash brought to you by Heritage Bank. We are open for business. Your business. Bankwithheritage.com.
With SRN News, I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. The House is on track to pass its tax reform package later today.
The first real stab at tax reform in 31 years. Democrat Richard Neal says Republicans are just trying to score points.
They need a victory. That's what this is about. It's a victory in search of a policy.
Ways and Means Chairman Kevin Brady.
Let's pass this historic bill and take another step forward in delivering bold, pro-growth, pro-family tax reform for Americans throughout this nation.
The plan slashes corporate rates, nearly doubles the standard deduction, keeps the property tax deduction, and simplifies the filing process. It'll still have to be reconciled with a vastly different bill that's expected to pass the Senate.
Capitol Hill correspondent Wally Hines. A Baltimore police detective is fighting for his life this morning after being shot in the head last night. Baltimore City Council President Jack Young says the city's violence is out of control.
We have to reclaim our city, our streets, and our neighborhoods. And those out there who know who this person is that committed this act need to step forward.
A manhunt is underway for the gunman. Also at SRNnews.com, Alabama Senate candidate Roy Moore is refusing to quit the race as he faces allegations of sexual misconduct. Moore has the backing of GOP party officials in Alabama, but many Republicans in Washington are calling for him to step aside. Police in Northern California were aware of Kevin Neal's erratic behavior before Tuesday's killing spree, but Tehama County Assistant Sheriff Phil Johnston says officers never got a response from him after neighbors complained.
Not that we didn't investigate it, we did. We wanted to make contact. He is not law enforcement friendly, and he knows not to come to his door.
Neal was shot and killed by police on Tuesday after he killed 5 people and wounded several others. This is SRN News. SRN's Michael Harrington tells us the FBI may be investigating Planned Parenthood.
The Bureau has issued a formal request to the Senate for documents related to the traffic in body parts from aborted babies. Planned Parenthood was at the center of an undercover video scandal in 2015, during which it was revealed that the nation's largest abortion provider harvests organs from the babies it aborts and transfers them to research labs. The FBI request suggests that the Bureau might think Planned Parenthood broke the law. Michael Harrington, SRN News.
The massive Museum of the Bible is set to open tomorrow in Washington, D.C. The $500 million building, located just 3 blocks from the U.S. Capitol, includes Dead Sea Scrolls, towering bronze gates inscribed with text from the Gutenberg Bible, and a soundscape of the 10 plagues. The museum has 3 main exhibit floors, a rooftop garden, and a 500-seat theater. This is SRN News. After a 40-year standoff, oil and gas drilling in a wildlife refuge in Alaska is a step closer with a favorable Senate committee vote.
The president of the International Association of Drilling Contractors says the plan will help the U.S. achieve President Trump's goal of becoming energy dominant in the global market. But Massachusetts Democratic Senator Ed Markey says if the Republican plan is approved, we would spoil our own sacred land in order to help companies sell oil to China.
Jackie Quinn reporting. More than a dozen escapes have occurred over the past 8 years at a Hawaii psychiatric hospital where a patient described as dangerous walked off the grounds and made it to California before he was captured this week. Information obtained by the AP from the State Department of Health shows there were 17 escapes from the Hawaii State Hospital between 2010 and 2017. More details at srnnews.com. From Washington, I'm Greg Clugston.
Mars
Moore's Office Supply is Clarksville's office supply and furniture experts. For office equipment, desks, chairs, and more, depend on Moore's Office Supply. Located on Franklin Street across from the Catholic Church, Moore's has been your business partner for office supplies in the Clarksville, Fort Campbell area for years. Call Moore's at 645-7200. That's 645-7200. And we'll deliver it for free. Moore's Office Supplies, Clarksville's office supply headquarters.
The Big 1400 WJZM Radio, Clarksville area weather, intervals of clouds and some sunshine today. Expect a high of around 55. Clear, cool, cold tonight. 33 for an overnight low. For Friday, we expect a high of 64 with a partly cloudy day. 57 for an overnight low. And then Saturday, things get a little dicey with rain, wind, and maybe even a thunderstorm in the afternoon. Expect a high of 66, but Saturday night it'll be down to around 35, and it won't get a whole lot better on Sunday with plenty of sunshine, but a high only of around 47 degrees. Currently, we're at 44 degrees in downtown Clarksville. With a look at traffic, here's John Michaels.
Good morning. Traffic around the city and the county moving along for a Thursday morning. Looks like it's pretty busy out by 41A Fort Campbell on the north side, busy at the moment. Riverside Drive busy. New Providence Boulevard also busy in a couple of spots. 48 and 13, if you're coming into the city from the county, it's very busy out that way, especially as you get closer to town. Looks like 79 out in St. Bethlehem is busy. Rossview Road busy as well, especially out by the interstate. And the MLK 76 connector is busy as well out that way. If you're headed to Nashville, 24 looks good all the way into the Music City this morning. That's been a look at your traffic and weather together and the latest national news this morning on the Big 1400 WJZM. Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning, John Michaels. It is hour number 2. It is a Teacher Thursday here on the Big 1400. West Creek High School in the house. The big 1400 WJZM radio, 44 degrees in downtown Clarksville. Expecting a high today of 55. This is the Good Morning Clarksville show with Chuck and John, and we're joined in the studios by Matthew Slight. He is the principal. It is a Teacher Thursday. He's with West Creek High School. What is your mascot? Coyotes?
Yes, it's Coyotes.
The West Coast. Come on, Chuck. Come on, Chuck. Why do you think he's wearing a Coyote jacket? But anyway, thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
How you doing?
Doing real well, thank you.
Good. Now, you said you opened West Creek High.
That's correct.
Yeah, as assistant principal?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And now you are the principal, and this is what, your third year?
My third year, yes, sir.
You like it?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I guess, how long have you been in the teaching profession, man?
I'm actually in my 14th year.
So how did you tell me that you're from Iowa? Were you in the military?
No, actually, I'm one of the few probably in the area that actually came down here by other means. I actually grew up in Iowa, went to school in Illinois, and met my wife from Southern Kentucky, and we both landed in Clarksville.
Did you know people really lived in Iowa?
I did not know that until today.
But
we had a story about Iowa yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, and I couldn't believe we had a story about Iowa.
And was it something about their food? What
I don't remember.
I think it was something they came up. Yeah, that was the student.
It was the Pop-Tarts with
the cheese.
With cheese on
Some student at Iowa State University thought that Iowa needed official food for the state. So he came up with putting a piece of cheese between Pop-Tarts.
That sounds about right for the Cyclones.
Yeah, well, we're getting personal now. Yeah. We're getting personal now. Well, anyway, thanks for being here, Matt.
Down the gauntlet.
So, you were telling me that when you all first opened, you all had about, 1,100 students?
Actually, we opened right at 1,000.
Yeah.
It was a split with Northeast High School at the time, and so we opened day one with about 1,000 students.
And now you all have over 1,400?
Over 1,400, about 1,441.
Yeah. And that number could grow between now and Christmas?
Well, yes. Actually, students are still transferring in, and we have quite a student transient student population. Being as close to Fort Campbell as what we are. Yeah. Right now we're probably just a little over 50% military connected. So we have students coming in and out all year long.
Yeah. Transplant from Iowa, went to school in Illinois, met his wife who was from Southern Kentucky, there in Clarksville. What do you like about Clarksville?
What do I like about Clarksville? And Clarksville has just been a wonderful community. I've been here since 1994. Prior to going into education, I was a police officer here in Clarksville. And so I have known the ins and outs.
See how you connect the dots? I mean, here they are. They are the Academy for Criminal Justice. So he's right at home.
He is.
He's right at home, Okay.
Ooh. But, it's the diversity of Clarksville. I spoke about Iowa a little bit ago. I grew up in a rural farm community. And so coming to Clarksville is just tremendous.
Different.
Different, very different.
Very different.
I have 3 children, 3 boys, and for them to be brought up in this community, this close to Fort Campbell, and to see the appreciation that they have for this military community, it's been a real blessing. So I really enjoy being here in Clarksville.
How'd you transfer from law enforcement to teaching?
Well, there's
a story with that.
There is a story there, but a lot of that came from, I was an English ed major when I was in college, but my grandfather, my father, my brother were all law enforcement. So when I finished school, that was an area that I was still interested in being a part of. So I went into law enforcement for several years, and I've always wanted to work with youth, and even while I was a law enforcement officer, I got an early start coaching wrestling here in this community at Northwest High School. And, just over that time, I've built a passion and a love for kids. And working the streets and being out in law enforcement is very reactive, and I wanted an opportunity to get in on the front end of that and try to be and have as much of a proactive impact on the lives of students as I could.
Yeah, that would seem, Matt, that being proactive, you've been on the streets, and as you said, you see what happens. And so you can take those experiences and being able to take them directly into the classroom and then being able to help mold students, and especially at a high school. I would think that in an elementary school, somewhat middle school, a little more, but a high school, hey, I'm getting ready to help them jump into life. Absolutely. The reality of life. And oftentimes that can be scary.
Yes.
To a lot of young people.
Absolutely. And seeing where students can go sometimes and having that perspective brings a lot to the job for me. So it's served me well. It really has.
Yeah. At West Creek, we're talking with Matt Slight. He is the principal at West Creek High School, the Coyotes. First, let's talk about the community. The community, as you said, it has a transient military base in North Clarksville, and you all are located right off of Peachers Mill?
Correct. We're midpoint between Tiny Town Road and 101st there on Peachers Mill.
So the community adjusting to that, because you're from Iowa. You're a farm boy from Iowa.
Correct. And
then you have to come and you got people from Iowa and Georgia and Mississippi, and they're prior military, present military, deployed military. You have to learn the lingo. You have to acclimate yourself to the military community. I mean, and that's not all that you have, but that I would think that probably the majority of your students have some sort of military connection.
They do. They really do. You know, over 50%, like I said earlier, is connected to the military. And, you know, most people would think that would be a challenge, but it's really a strength at West Creek. Our students are very accepting. They assimilate very well. They're very welcoming of new students coming into the community. And it's really kind of interesting, too, to watch students who have been in the West Creek zone in prior assignments. Their families have been assigned prior, and they come back, and it's almost small reunions take place as they come back in the building and recognize kids that they went to school with in middle school and haven't lost contact with. And so it's been a really neat experience to be a part of that, and to you know, to be there to support the families as we see deployments, you know, in and out, fathers, mothers, sometimes both deployed, and being able to be there for that community is just an absolute wonderful way to be able to serve.
Yeah, it would seem that, and also, as you said, the students that you all have been there, so 2009 is when you all opened, so that's 8 years that you all have been open, so you all do have a graduating class that has graduated. Some of them gone on to college, some of them gone to military, other jobs or professions, but have them come back and the other younger students see, you know, the trails that they've blazed and what they're doing with their lives. That must be an added incentive too.
It is, and that's, you know, kind of been the unique thing about being at West Creek. We're still defining who we are, and so our students are still cutting a path, you know, as they graduate and move on out and go and explore their own pathways. You know, we have graduates that have gone on in Ivy League schools. We have graduates that have been at West Point. We have graduates in the Naval Academy. We have graduates, most recently, C.J. Board, who's been in the NFL this year. So, you know, they're doing some great things, and they love to come back. They do. They want to come back to the school, and they want to share what's going on and what they're doing, and that's something that we try to tap into.
We're talking with Matt Slight. He's the principal of West Creek High School, and this is Teacher Thursday on the Big 1400. We need to take a break. It's time now for a Sports Now update with Justin Swallows, brought to you by Mr. Appliance on the Big 1400.
This Sports Now update is presented by Mr. Appliance. Get it fixed fast with a quick call to Mr. Appliance at 931-503-7070.
Matt Figger got his first win as Austin Peay's head basketball coach last night with his Governors drubbing Oakland City 109-50. The Govs closed the game on a 38-5 run and were led in scoring by freshman guard Dayton Gum, who had 25 total points. The 59-point victory was the largest for Austin Peay basketball since 2012. The Governors will remain at home to host UNC Asheville on Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock. And speaking of hoops, tonight things will again be busy on the high high school hardwood with girl-boy doubleheaders taking place for teams throughout the greater Clarksville area. Clarksville High will host Brentwood this evening. West Creek will entertain Gallatin. Rossview will be on the road at Summit. Northeast will welcome Innsworth. Clarksville Academy will travel to Grace Christian, and Kenwood will be at Hunters Lane. Lastly, today we take you back over to Austin Peay State University, where prior to hosting the OVC women's volleyball tournament today, several governors have been honored as the league's very best. Senior Ashley Slay was named the OVC's Offensive Player of the Year. Kristen Stucker was unsurprisingly dubbed the conference's top setter, and head coach Taylor Mott became only the second Austin Peay volleyball coach in program history to be honored as the league's Coach of the Year. The Govs will open play in the conference tournament tonight at 7 against number 8 seed Southeast Missouri. From the WJZM Sports Desk, this is Sports Now, and I'm Justin Swallows.
Don't despair over that busted stove, broken dishwasher, or out-of-order dryer. Just pick up the phone and call Mr. Appliance. He offers flat-rate pricing, meaning there aren't any hidden fees, and he promises an always quick response with same or next-day appointments. Mr. Appliance also gives you a complimentary 1-year parts and labor warranty on every household repair. You can book an appointment anytime by calling 931-503-7070 or by going online to mrappliance.com/Clarksville.
The Big 1400 WJZM Radio. We've got another Sports Now update coming your way at 9:20 this morning, brought to you by Coffee Break and Cheesecake with Justin Swallows right here on the Big 1400, where it's now still 44 degrees, expecting a high today of around 55. Tonight, 33, and partly cloudy, 64 for a high on Friday. It is Teacher Thursday. We're talking with Matt Slight. He is the principal at West Creek High School. You all have a strong ROTC. Do all the high schools have an ROTC, JROTC department?
Yes, they do. Each of the high schools here in Montgomery County do.
Yeah.
And yes, West Creek has a strong JROTC program.
Now you say that like, yes, we do have a strong.
Yes, we do.
So
yes,
tell us about your JROTC program.
Well, our JROTC program is top-notch. We're the largest JROTC program. We have nearly right at 400 students. Almost a third of our student population is in JROTC.
Wait a minute. Austin Peay only has 100 cadets, and you all have nearly 400?
Yes. We have 4 instructors, and they just do a tremendous job at West Creek. And, you get a chance to watch a parade, you get a chance to come out and see us in competition. You'll see for yourself what kind of program we have at West Creek.
Why do you think the attraction is that, you all have basically 1,400 students, so you got, as you said, a third. Why do you think the attraction is with that?
Well, success breeds success, and we've had from the very beginning. We started with 2 instructors and came in from the very beginning and built that program, and it has been successful, and it's experienced success from the very beginning. So success breeds success, and kids want to be a part of something that is successful, and our JROTC instructors are committed to excellence, and they breathe life into these students and teach them disciplining and character and courage, and the programs that they put together, and our Raiders program, our drill team, our rifle team, and actually we're getting ready to add a robotics team to our JROTC program. So they're out there, they're pushing these kids, they're growing them, and kids just really want to be a part of that.
I guess, Matt, with the JROTC program, they're into competition with other JROTC programs around this area in the mid-state area for different things, as you said, the drill team, the rifle team, even for the marksmanship,
yes,
all
absolutely.
of those things.
Yeah, and then actually when you say that, we compete at the national level. We don't just compete at the local and regional level. Our Raiders team just came back from Georgia where they competed in Raiders Nationals. And they're up against, private schools and up against military academies, and we're down there shaking things up. I think there's multiple competitions, and we came back with the first place win in one of the competitions this year. And so when it's great when those schools down there hear the name West Creek High School, and they just kind of look around and see, what we're able to do with the talent that we have. It's just amazing because our kids work so hard and they're so talented.
400 students in the JROTC program. That's great. The academics, now you all are an Academy of Criminal Justice and Homeland Security. That would seem that that would be interesting. I know it's right down your well because you were in law enforcement. But so you know, that's kind of. Do you all get to choose what you want to be, or does Mr. House and central office tell you what you all are going to be?
So we're in our 5th year of the academies in CMCSS, and yes, we had the ability to choose what we're going to do. Now we took a look at you know, what the national job standards were, and took a look at what employment opportunities were out there and what was growing, and also where student interest lies. And students are very interested in the criminal justice career field, and so we started that when the academies first started. Started with a group of about 48 students, and now we're pushing 300 students in our academy right now. We have 3 former law enforcement officers that serve as instructors in that academy, and our kids just absolutely love it. Not only do our kids love it, but I can't tell you the number of conversations we have with our parents that talk about the conversations that they have at home with their kids
who love it.
Who love it. Yeah, and it's really a great program.
So what does that curriculum include, Matt, with the Homeland Security and criminal justice?
Well, when you look at the criminal justice curriculum in of itself, it's everything that you would think would be. Everything from introduction to principles of law, to corrections, to policing, to you know, the Homeland Security, the federal side, and what those jobs entail, and what the laws are that surround them, and how they do it. But what's so unique about it is that every criminal justice student gets to see all the other curriculum through the lens of criminal justice. So when they're walking into their English class, or they're walking into their algebra class, those teachers work with the criminal justice teachers to see how that curriculum ties to that. So they're automatically saying, okay, so this is why English is important. When I write this sentence, this is where I'm going to see it in real world scenario. It's going to be brought up in court. It's going to be brought up in algebra. In fact, not too long ago, we just did a joint project with the Clarksville Police Department with members of their fatal accident crash team, where they used physics and they used geometry to go out and solve a problem that was traffic related. And so students get to see that and see how important their education is.
Amazing how you tie everything into that, but that's and make it work, and that gives them an opportunity to see, as we say, you know, the hip bones connect to the leg bone, and the leg bones connect to the knee bone. Yeah, but that's great, and so now it seems as though with the Academy of Criminal Justice, Homeland Security, you're kind of on the cusp of something cybersecurity, you were telling me?
Correct, and actually this is separate from the criminal justice program that we have out there. This is part of our career and technical education course. But what we look at is we're looking for ways to continue to get our students college and career ready, and by doing so, we want to put those things that are in high demand. And one of the programs that we've looked at over the last year was the cybersecurity program, and we went ahead and pulled the trigger on that this year, and we opened it, and we have 2 classes of incoming 9th graders that are in the program right now, and they're going to have the opportunity to get 2 industry certifications by the time they finish high school. And so when they walk out of West Creek High School with a diploma in one hand, they can walk out with an industry certification or 2 in the other and go straight into the workforce. And I don't know if you've looked at IT jobs, but entry level, they do quite well, and I think that's a great opportunity for our students.
Yeah. We're talking with Matt Slight. He is the principal at West Creek High School here on the Big 1400. It is Teacher Thursday. I guess that the one-on-one computer initiative kind of helps along with the cybersecurity, you know, that all the students explain the one-on-one computer initiative.
Well, listen, I think this is one of the best things that CMCSS has done. They made this a priority years ago, working towards building a framework and getting one-to-one computers in the hands of our students. And this is changing education. This is really taking things to where kids are and what they're familiar with technology. You know, in years past, they'd walk in and the first thing we'd want them to do is disconnect from everything. But having that opportunity to access technology right there and moving towards blended learning in the classroom, where it's a
blended learning.
Blended learning, yes, sir.
Okay.
So it's a combination of what we would see sometimes before in terms of just regular classroom instruction, but they're incorporating technology as an extension of what they're already doing. And students take more ownership in their learning through blended learning and through the one-to-one initiative. And so there's opportunities for them to work at their own pace. There's opportunities for them to track and to make plans and to progress monitor themselves in terms of what they're doing academically. And so when you're able to tie that into that technology tool, suddenly interest goes up. Teachers create and use a format we call Google Classroom. And there's apps that students literally have on their phones that they can do their homework online from their phone or even from their computer on their break time at Sonics. Yeah. So they, those
at Sonic.
At Sonics or wherever they might be working.
Yeah, chili dog.
So, it really has created an opportunity for learning that we're very excited about, that we're growing, and it's going well.
Matt Slide is our guest. He is the principal at West Creek High School. It is Teacher Thursday on the Big 1400. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this.
America, the home of fun-seeking adventurers.
America, it's fun as it can be.
And they all like draw games.
America, it's a game for you and me.
But wait till they get a load of Lotto America. With tickets just $1, drawings twice a week, and jackpots starting at $2 million. It's Lotto America from the Tennessee Lottery. It's November in Tennessee, and you know what that means. Fall is in full force, or as we at the Tennessee Lottery like to call it, cash fall. The time of year when a couple of dollars can turn into a nice little cash windfall. And the best part is there are lots of ways to play. Instant games are always fast and fun, or play a big money drawing style game like Tennessee Cash with Tennessee-only jackpots. But you better hurry, because cash is falling like leaves at the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun.
There's finally a stress-free, no-risk way to buy a new mattress thanks to Beds Express. With their Triple Z guarantee, there's literally no way you can go wrong. Don't waste another night tossing and turning on your old, worn-out bed. Dive into affordable comfort at Beds Express in Clarksville at 1767 Wilma Rudolph Boulevard, Bellevue at 7643 Highway 70 South, and in Murfreesboro at 2222 Medical Center Parkway. Beds Express, Middle Tennessee's better sleep solution.
Cheesecake. It's one of those all-time favorite desserts. And the best you've ever had is waiting in the case at Coffee Break and Cheesecake. They make everything from scratch, right down to whipping their own butter. And they're creating delicious flavors like white chocolate with cookie crust, Reese's Pieces, Oreo mint, and s'mores. Come hungry because they sell not slivers or bites, but huge chunks of deliciousness. Coffee Break and Cheesecake at 1191 Fort Campbell Boulevard, Suite F, just past Dover Crossing.
For real estate services, Byers & Harvey can do it all. Real estate sales, rentals, property management, commercial and residential development. Byers & Harvey is Clarksville's oldest independent real estate company and has given continuous service since 1878. Byers & Harvey have 3 locations to serve you: in North Clarksville, in the heart of downtown, and at Sango. For more information and listings, visit them online at byersandharvey.com. byersandharvey.com. Byers & Harvey, Clarksville's real estate company.
With the Christ Center curriculum and a high expectation for academic mastery, Power and Grace Preparatory Academy has set the gold standard for elementary learning. Certified by the Tennessee Department of Education, they've extended their offerings to include music, art, and Spanish. Additionally, students will be participating in STEAM Fridays, emphasizing science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Before and after care is available, spanning from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., and enrollment is open for children in pre-K through the 3rd grade. For more info, visit powerandgraceacademy.com or call 931-320-9862.
The Big 1400 is WJZM, Clarksville, Fort Campbell, Hopkinsville.
Why settle for less when you can get more at Wyatt Johnson in Clarksville, your winning team in Kentucky and Tennessee? Score and win with Wyatt Johnson GMC Buick, Toyota, Hyundai, Mazda, and Subaru, as well as 3 pre-owned superstores for more selection in minutes versus days, shopping place to place. We are the region's largest GMC Buick dealer, the area's newest Toyota dealer, and home of the Hyundai, Mazda, and Subaru giant. You always get more at your winning team in Kentucky and Tennessee. The Wyatt Johnson Automotive family in Clarksville.
Hey there, sports fans. The
Saturday Sports Splash is going to be on location this week down at Beds Express. In addition to the usual in-depth sports conversation, they'll have special one-day discounts on everything in the store, and we'll have free breakfast along with tickets to give away for Saturday afternoon's Austin Peay football game. Come hang out with the Splash Squad Saturday morning from 10 to 11 at Beds Express in Clarksville at 1767 Wilma Rudolph Boulevard.
The Big 1400, WJZM Radio, free breakfast. I'm in.
So am I.
Yeah, I'm in.
Anytime you say
Justin's
free
gonna
food,
serve
we're
free
there.
breakfast, we're there. You know, it is Teacher Thursday, though. We got to get through this Thursday. We're at West Creek High School. Matthew Slight, the principal at West Creek, is our guest. The academics at West Creek High School, how would you describe that, Matt?
Well, academically, I'd say that we're doing a tremendous job. We have multiple advanced placement offerings for our students. Gives them that opportunity to take those advanced placement courses and to get college credit. Growth-wise, our growth is tremendous. Every year our students outgrow and outperform what the state predicts that we will do. And so, I think as far as an education goes, I would absolutely want my student to go to West Creek High School. Our teachers are just absolutely incredible in what they bring to the table and how hard they work. I know all teachers work hard. And of course, I'm a little biased towards our teachers.
Sure you are, but
yes,
you can be.
Academically, yes, it's a great place to be.
You know, I was thinking, we were talking before we went to break about the 1+1 computer initiative, and the computer has become such an important tool in life that getting the children, they're already acclimated to it. You know, you said the 9th through 12th grade, and then even in the middle school, they're using computers. But, you know, they already know it. They can, go online and do this and do that. So having it as a tool in the high school gets them ready for when they're going to go to college or vocational school or community college or work for the police department, whatever they're going to do.
Correct.
They're going to have to understand how to navigate themselves through that darn internet.
Well, and that's one of the biggest things that we've seen over time with the internet. Our students, of course, they spend a lot of time and Googling just about anything that happens in life and what they want to do. And so this gives us a real opportunity to help them learn how to process and filter that information, how to plan with that information so that they're not just out there out in cyberspace trying to figure things out for themselves. Equipping them with those tools, giving them those abilities to research accurately, to know what websites and what sources are appropriate, gives them that leg up for when they go to college. When they go to college, the professors aren't going to walk them through that. It's going to be an expectation that they know where to go and how to research.
And the idea, I guess, the boom in online education. You see more and more. I guess, yeah, most schools offer online classes, and that's something where you have that individualized. You have to go at your own pace, but still you're expected to do it, and you can't do it without a computer.
Correct, and we have several platforms that we use as well. I mean, we have the ability to what we call a flipped classroom, where the homework for the night could actually be the lesson, where a teacher presents a lesson, records it, puts it on their Google Classroom, the student watches it, and the activity or the work is actually done in the classroom when they come in, where the teacher can really work one-to-one with students as they're working through that. So the amount of learning, the types of learning, the types of teaching that are taking place because of that one-to-one initiative is just tremendous.
Remember when we were in school? Well, no. Remember in the day when if you were sick, you'd go and say, what did I miss? Can I make it up? And they would give you something. The teacher would give you something to make up for the classes that you missed. Now it's all right there on the computer. Okay, this is what we went over, and you store it, and you can work at it even when you're at home not feeling well.
Correct. And a lot of our teachers do that. A lot of our teachers have their notes and have lessons that are already on there, and our students are well versed at that, knowing where to go and when to get that, and emailing. I mean, and communicating with the teachers, and hey, I'm at home and I'm working on this and I'm struggling. What can you do for me? Or what help can you give me? And so just being able to communicate like that and to be able to offer that assistance, it takes us to a place that we haven't been.
So cybersecurity is kind of on the cutting edge. What's next?
Wow, you know, looking at and developing, continuing to develop that cybersecurity program is one of our big initiatives. You know, we're still looking at other career and technical education courses that are out there. You know, and each school will have that opportunity as we grow and expand or new schools are added to see what's out there. Currently, with West Creek, you know, we have a structural systems course. We have a therapeutic services course. We even have our own radio station out there at West Creek High School.
Competition, John. Competition.
And so that's part of our AV production course as well. And so, you know, we're always looking for those things that are out there on the front of the market, that students are jobs that are in high demand, whether they take a 4-year degree or just an industry certification to get through the door. Those are the kind of things that we want to continue to put out in front of them.
Yeah, the idea, and I guess, Matt, helping the students understand everybody's not going to go to a 4-year college. You know, there are other options that you can pursue, and we can help you get ready for that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I think that's one of the things that you know, we're really considering and looking at. College and career ready doesn't necessarily mean a 4-year degree. I mean, a 4-year degree is great, don't get me wrong, but there are other opportunities that are out there. There's deficits in the workforce for skilled labor and things and opportunities. We have 3 students that graduated from our, for lack of a better term, our construction program that are working full-time right now in a construction company in Nashville. And they went straight from the classroom to working full-time and providing for themselves, and they're doing quite well. And so those are the opportunities we want to give kids.
Yeah. Give them an opportunity. Even Farm Boy from Iowa, just show them that they can make good. Thanks, Matt. We appreciate you coming in.
Hey, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, continued success with the West Creek Coyotes. It is Teacher Thursday, and Matt Slight has been our guest. He's the principal at West Creek High School. Go Coyotes! The Big 1400, WJZM Radio. big 1400 WJZM radio with Chase.
That'll get you up and going.
Yeah, it does. Get you started. Man, yeah. Clarksville area weather, a high today of around 55. The sun should peek out through the clouds a little later on. You might even see a flurry.
Yeah,
a flurry. I didn't say the four-letter word. I just said
we're
flurry.
not even done talking about
yeah.
it. No
Tonight, 33 for an overnight low, so chances of, but clear skies. And then on Friday, intervals of clouds and sunshine, 64 for an expected high and 57 for an overnight low. Saturday is when then the rain comes in, that cold front, and with that, the wind and the rain. Expect a high of 66, and then cold Saturday night, 35 for an overnight low. And Sunday, only up to around 47. Right now, we're at 45 degrees in downtown Clarksville. I wanted to help you understand how you pronounce certain words. And I had a list of some things that we pronounce, but we get them wrong.
Is that like Japolino?
Yeah.
Give me some of that pie.
Some of them peppers. You know, someone posted a list of a bunch of company names that Americans don't pronounce right.
Company names?
Yeah. We've already seen a lot of them before, but there are 5 that you might not know about. IKEA.
IKEA.
We say IKEA, but in Sweden, where it's based, they say IKEA.
IKEA.
Yeah. IKEA.
IKEA.
No one knows what you're talking about if
like
you say it here, though. IKEA. What is that?
What did the mouse say? IKEA. Oh.
But it's IKEA. Nutella.
Yes.
So the beginning sounds like the word nut, but the right way to say it is Nutella.
New.
Is new, like N-E-W, Tella. Not new, N-U-H, Tella.
Okay.
You got it?
And not Nutella.
Not Nutella. No, not Nutella. The car brand Hyundai. A lot of people say Hyundai, or make it 3 syllables and say Hyundai. You know, but it's really just Hyundai.
Hyundai.
Also, a lot of people say Porsche, but it's really 2 syllables, Porsche.
Oh.
Porsche. There is no substitute.
Well, you know, the country folk have to talk a different way.
Yeah, we do. But I promise you go to a Porsche dealer, and
they don't care what you say.
Just show me the money.
That's right.
Show me the money.
We have financing.
There's a German beer called Hoegaarden. Germans say Hoegaarden, not Hoegaarden.
Oh, yeah, you could get in trouble here.
Yeah, not with Budweiser. Just say Budweiser. Daddy Suds. What do you call them?
Daddy Soda.
Daddy Soda. Okay,
that's right.
And Samsung. Now, in South Korea, where it's based, they say Samsung.
Oh.
Not Samsung.
Samsung Blue, everybody wants one. Oh, no.
No, John. No. It doesn't work.
That's bad.
Yeah,
that was bad.
That was okay.
That was okay. That was bad.
That was okay. We're rolling along. The big 1400 WJZM radio. Young on the Big 1400 WJZM Radio, where we're at 45 degrees in downtown Clarksville, expecting a high of 55. You know, there are 4 football teams in the NFL that have won every Super Bowl that they have participated in. Would you like to?
Yes. Could you give me the list, please?
They have the Baltimore Ravens.
Yep.
The New York Jets.
Ooh.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the New Orleans Saints.
Oh.
So every game now, Baltimore is 2-0. Everybody else is 1-0.
1-0.
Yeah. So
but everyone they've played in, they've won.
Yep.
I did not know that.
Making plans for Thanksgiving.
Yes.
You know, hope the long Thanksgiving Day, a week from today. Apparently, you know, if you're thinking of your Thanksgiving Day, apparently you need to leave your house at 6 a.m. to avoid traffic. You know that, right?
Wednesday?
Thursday.
Oh.
Thursday. You need to leave early.
I thought we needed to leave
Thursday.
I thought Wednesday morning we needed to take off and leave at 6 a.m.
Well, that's part of the truth because Google has analyzed traffic patterns for Thanksgiving last year, and they figured out the best and worst times to drive over the holidays. And here's what they found. They found Wednesday afternoon is by far the worst time to be in your car.
Yes.
Wednesday afternoon.
Wednesday afternoon. I'm going to make sure I'm off
because
the
you'll
road.
be fighting people leaving work early to get started on the weekend and fighting with people who are traveling out of town.
Ooh.
The best times to drive on Thanksgiving itself are early in the morning, like between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m., and after 8 p.m.
Negative on both of those. I will not be.
We'll be on the air.
Huh?
Wink, wink.
What?
It'll be the best of Chuck Edwards and John Michaels on the Good Morning Clarksville.
Yeah.
And Saturday afternoon is a bad time to start the drive home. Traffic won't be quite as bad as it was on Wednesday, but it will still be tough. So, just a couple of ideas.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we had a request a minute ago.
We did?
Yeah.
We play request on the Big 1400.
We do.
WJZM.
And it kind of, he tied it in with the National Smokeout Day.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, hooked on a feeling that you're smoke-free.
Maybe. Maybe.
Depends on what kind.
Yes.
I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me. Girl, you just don't realize what you do to me. When you hold me in your arms so tight, you let me know everything's all right. I'm hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. It's as sweet as candy. Its taste is on my mind.
1400 WJZM Radio, 45 degrees, expecting a high today of 55, clear 33 for an overnight low. And for Friday, partly cloudy day, 64 for an expected high. Don't forget, Greg Walker's Sports Talk comes your way this afternoon at 4.
And what happens?
4 to 6, you can expect the unexpected. Greg Walker Sports Talk right here on the Big 1400.
And after that,
then followed by Clarksville Academy basketball. The girls' game will join in progress. The boys' game approximately 6:30.
And more sports.
Yeah, more sports. Talking about sports and sports.
But now,
right here on the Big 1400. Right now, though, we got some good news.
It's time for the good news. Ladies and gentlemen, the good news.
There's a couple in Maryland that just beat some serious odds, and they may be nominated for sainthood in about 2 decades for the amount of patience they're going to show. Nia and Robert Tolbert of Waldorf, Maryland, had a son 6 years ago. Then 4 years later, they had identical twin boys. Well, Nia's pregnant again, and back in August, they found out it's
twins.
Triplets.
Oh, no.
And they're girls, which means that they'll now have 3 boys and 3 girls. The odds of having 1 kid, then 2, then 3 is about 1 in 1,000. Now, even though the idea of having triplets on top of 3 other kids sounds insane, Nia says she's excited. Quote, I love being a mom. I can't explain the feeling of someone yelling at you all day, throwing toys at you, throwing up on you at the end of the day, but you got to be there. The triplets are due in March, and after that, Nia and Robert say they are definitely not going for quadruplets. I don't blame them. They'll take the necessary steps to make sure that their family is cut off at 6.
I'm sure they will.
I can understand that.
Come over here.
Well, congratulations, Nia and Robert. I hope everything works out well.
1, 2, and then 3.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
That's amazing.
It's not. It's amazing, but I can't imagine.
Yeah, maybe they used, some fertility medicine to help with that. I don't know.
Miracle Grow or no? That's for plants, isn't it? Yeah. You don't use
Miracle Grow. Miracle Grow.
You don't use that.
No, it's not. They probably didn't use a Miracle Grow.
I thought that's what it was for. You sprinkled some on and.
Where you sprinkle it all over your body? Or something?
Yeah. And then you grow 3.
See what eating that hot sauce sandwich will do to you?
I need to go get one today.
Yeah,
you want to come with me?
Negative.
How about some barbecue ham?
No, I don't know.
Some bologna?
No bologna. No.
No bologna?
Now I might go down and see Dan and Donna at Chi-Town and get me a hot dog.
Yeah.
That'd be,
Ooh,
they're probably warming it up.
Frito casserole
right now.
Frito.
Have you ever had his grandmother's potato salad?
I have that every time.
His potato salad?
Yeah, every time. No matter what I get, I get a little.
See, Donna, we're giving you free advertising.
Little helping.
That about does it for this Thursday here on the Good Morning Clarksville Show with Chuck and John. We appreciate you being here, allowing us to be a part of your day. Till tomorrow, be well, my friend. Bye-bye.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face,